Hello and welcome. So, I'm going to do a video for the week ahead energy report. So, looking at the astrology and doing a tarot reading. So, before I begin getting into the astrology, I really do feel like the vibe of this week feels very much like new beginnings energy. Now, as I've been saying for a little while, it doesn't feel like new beginnings as in like we're going to be like springing into action and everything's going to be happening and da-da-da. It's not that kind of energy because we are going into, colder season in the northern hemisphere. Things are getting darker and colder and kind of drawing inward more and more. But there is this kind of like feeling of having cleared loads of stuff out, all of this sort of eclipse season, full moon in Pisces, full moon in Aries. It was all very like clear. Let's get it out. Let's clear it out. Let's excavate. And then sun in Scorpio. Scorpio is all about the shadow work. So we've really been going deep into the shadows. And it feels like it's been doing that, building up to this very much like releasing all of this stuff so that we can plant these new seeds of new intentions, of new ways of being, of new fresh starts, right? So now it really feels like this week is really getting into that kind of this sort of dreaming stage before the action stage. So I do want to apologize. I've got a little bit of a sore throat, so if my energy is a little lower than usual, I'm doing my best. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening this week. So on Monday, which is today, we have Mercury opposing Jupiter. So Mercury is like the mind and Jupiter is the expander. So it's really like, feels to me like today has been very much about expanding our minds and beginning to visualize our new future. And it's so funny. I woke up this morning and I was like, I really need to like assess and look at my intentions and goals, like, the longer term, bigger picture stuff, right? And I really felt that, and I was like, yes, of course. So you really might feel this kind of draw to really start reassessing and reevaluating your what you want to do. For a lot of us, me included, a lot of things have been stripped away with all of these kind of eclipse moments, tower moments. Lots of things have been taken away and creating all of this space. And I think it's been really important that we honor that space and to maybe grieve in some cases of certain losses that were maybe quite sudden if you were one of the people that did experience lots of tower moments. And when I say tower moments, I mean things sort of coming in that the universe sort of stepping in and stripping things away. That happened a lot to me, frankly. And I think it was very important for me to just be in that liminal space of not quite knowing what's next, right? It's just sort of like, let's see what happens. So that's very much been the energy that I've certainly been, and I think collectively some of us have really been going through that. But now it's kind of like, okay, now we've got all this space. What do we want to bring into that? And like I say, it's not so much about having to go really into action and full bloom. It's just planting those seeds for the next year, and really from now up until like July 2025. Because what we also have is Pluto moving into Aquarius for the final time on Tuesday. Now, Pluto is an outer planet, so Pluto isn't one that you'll necessarily feel its impacts like on the day, right? Like certain transits happen and you feel them very much that day. That is, like Mercury. We often feel Mercury's effects rapidly because he moves so quickly and he's like quite close to us, right? But Pluto, it's not one of those where you will really feel it on day one. But what we will start to feel is this overall kind of sense of a new beginning and new timeline that we're entering. I also wouldn't be super surprised if we start seeing some stuff in the news around like aliens. I really associate Aquarius with aliens and the future and AI and technology. So we might start to really see a rapid shift over the next sort of 20 odd years with Pluto and Aquarius in the technological space. Now, obviously, that's already begun, but I do think we will see that amplified even more over the next several years, really. So that's the very beginning of it. And I think as well, like, it's worth saying here that we do have a lot of planets changing signs that don't change signs regularly. So Uranus is going to be changing, like Pluto is the first one to be changing that doesn't change like every other day or whatever. Like the moon changes really regularly, right? But Uranus is slow, Pluto is slow, Neptune is slow, Saturn is slow, and next year and Jupiter is reasonably slow, and they're all changing signs next year. Jupiter's going to move into Cancer, Saturn's going to move into Aries, Uranus is going to move into Gemini. Like there's lots and lots of shifts, and it feels like this is like the start of like big changes kind of happening in terms of the ones that are really slow to move, all kind of happening around the same time, or like certainly within like a few month period. So I think we're really going to start to feel that now. So that's Tuesday, and then we've also got the Sun trining Neptune on Tuesday. So again, it's kind of this real emphasis on like dreaming. Again, Neptune is like the dreamy sort of ethereal planet. It's like, I think of Neptune as being, the kind of like dream space rather than the reality space, but we start in the dream world and then we ground things into reality. So it's really asking us to dream, to visualize our future, and because when we take the time to imagine our futures, then that's where it starts in terms of before it happens in reality. It's like things happen much faster in the dreamscape than they do in reality. The Earth is much slower moving, which is why we see it visually first before we see it in reality, if that makes sense. But it is up to us to kind of create the space and the time to really start anchoring in that new vision for ourselves, what it is that we do want. And Tuesday's really supportive of that with this sort of Sun trining Neptune. And again, like it feels like with Mercury opposing Jupiter, it's again this similar kind of thing. Okay, so we also have on Wednesday, coming up on Wednesday, the Sun will be moving from Scorpio to Sagittarius. So again, like it's such an interesting shift. We've got Scorpio, which has been really asking us in all of Scorpio season, we've been asked to go inward, to go deep, to spend time alone in the darkness, to go into the underworld. And Sagittarius is a very different energy. So Sagittarius is much more about like the bigger picture. Once again, this bigger picture, like what is the bigger picture? The Sagittarius is the adventurer, the optimist, and is much more concerned about the kind of bigger picture rather than the minutiae and the details. So again, like both Neptune and Jupiter, sorry, I'll just turn that on silent. Neptune and sorry, no, what am I trying to say? Neptune and Jupiter are both like big picture sort of thinkers, and less concerned about detail and reality at this stage. So I probably will do a video on like the Sun moving into Sagittarius, like a Sagittarius season video. But yeah, I just thought I'd touch upon that here. So we're going to really feel that shift coming in from this sort of deep, dark, but good dark, I don't think dark is bad, Scorpio, into this kind of more Jupiterian energy. Because, sorry, I keep saying Jupiter because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It's the planetary ruler of Sagittarius. So it's much more expansive, much more about optimism, hope, and the big picture. Okay. And then on Friday, we have Venus sextiling Saturn. So again, like it's interesting because Venus is now in Capricorn and Capricorn's ruler is Saturn. So it feels like with Saturn sextiling Venus in Capricorn, it's really like Venus in Capricorn like wants us to take, like it's self-care, but in the realms of like our habits and our things that we have to show up for on a regular basis, right? It's like the sort of day-to-day like boring, if you like, and I don't mean that to sound awful, but like the sort of mundane, that's the word, mundane kind of things that we have to show up for, that take care of ourselves. Like, are we drinking enough water, and are we going for the walk, and are we eating enough vegetables? And like it's really like going to be asking us to look at our self-care practices in a way where we're showing up for ourselves on a long-term basis. So this is Saturn, this is Capricorn, like showing up and being responsible for ourselves. So we might really sort of feel that inclination on Friday to see where we want to potentially like start like a new self-care routine that we are dedicating or committing ourselves to. That's Saturn, it's like commitment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get into the tarot reading, see what the cards have to say about the energies of this week coming up. Do you know what, actually, I haven't saged them yet, and I really want to. So just gonna do that now while I'm chatting with you. Yeah, so I'm curious. Let me know in the comments how you're finding the energy of this week so far. I am really enjoying it. I felt like today's been really nice, and I'm really starting to feel quite excited about the future. I think that's what this energy really wants for us, to just be like, what's possible when, you know, when everything gets stripped away. It's like it can create a real sense of excitement. Can you see that smoke? Just give that a little sagey, smudgy, smoky, good vibe. Yep. Sorry, I don't know what I was on about there. I swear this this illness is making me get a bit weird. Okay, so let's try that again. What are the energies of this week, please? How are we all doing? What are the collective energies? How are we all feeling? Oh, I feel better now that I've done that. It's so funny how I can just sense it. Okay, we've got one. I'll show you in a moment. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I caught something over the weekend. Oof. Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. One more, please. Okay, right. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, I like this so much. Okay. So in terms of collective energies, how we're feeling, we have the Chariot. And then also, I feel like these want to come out together, actually, because they're really speaking to each other. If that makes, anyway, they're communicating with each other. So yeah, this real desire to move forward is what I'm seeing here. With the Chariot and the Two of Wands, Dominion. Look at like the energy of this card. It's so powerful. Look at it. This real sense of like, I want to move forward now. This has been a bit of a theme that's come up, actually, where it's like wanting to move forward, but things may be feeling a little stuck or something. But it does kind of feel like now it's like there's a feeling that we want to move. It's not necessarily that it is like go time. It's more just that we are feeling more drive now. The drive, maybe where you haven't felt as driven, is now coming back. And it's like a welcomed feeling. But we do have a little bit of a heads up here of the Ten of Wands, oppression. So it's just a heads up to not take on too much responsibility or to put too much pressure on yourself. Like you might be like, oh yeah, I'm feeling this like drive to like go now and it feels really good and I'm excited. Amazing. Happy for you. But just being mindful, like that you might be a little bit putting too much pressure on. And what I'm seeing here is just try not to, basically. Because it can, with this energy, it often feels like trying to take on more than, like biting off more than you can chew a little bit. So just a little bit of a kind of warning about that. So what are the challenges for this week? What challenges might we face this week collectively, please? Oops. Oh, God, sorry. They've all jumbled themselves up. There we go. What challenges might we face this week? What on earth has gone on here? How have I just put them all back wrong? Oh, dear. All right. I think they're all the right way now. Lovely. Challenges we might face this week, please. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So we have 10 of Cups satiety. Yeah, this is interesting. So with this being a challenge, it might feel like, what I'm getting, honestly, is like a feeling of not feeling satisfied, right? It's like you might feel, there is very fiery energy in the top row here. These are very kind of fiery. Well, the Chariot isn't exactly fiery, but it is something like around this sort of desire to move forward, right? The Chariot, to travel and go somewhere and move and graduate beyond where you've been. But it does feel like you might not feel like it's enough somehow. Like, again, I think like that this is really like speaking to me, this card of just like, it can be very oppression can be like, it's not enough. It's like kind of this sort of slave, what do you call it, like slave driver kind of energy, if that makes sense. Like a just being really mindful that you're not just over like pressurizing the situation that you end up in. I don't know, that just feels really important to say. Like, it's not good enough. It's not like, that's the kind of visual I'm getting of someone like, it's not good enough. I should be doing more. I should be doing this. I should like not giving yourself. Oh, this is interesting. Like, it's like not giving yourself like enough compassion, but B, kind of like recognition of the work that you actually are doing. Like, a lot is going on behind the scenes. That's what I'm hearing. And it's like, it wants you to recognize your efforts and to take time to reflect on all of the ways that you are showing up and not being so hard on yourself. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Nice guidance. Okay. Best part of the week ahead, please. This is so funny. We have the Tower here. Now, with this being in the best part, it feels like we've moved through a lot of this towery energy now. It's like, what it feels like it's saying to me is that you've been through all of the trials. I mean, like, obviously, we're never always through the trial. Like, we don't arrive and then they're all just, like, gone. But at this point, it feels like you've been through a lot of the difficulties, a lot of the challenges, a lot of the destruction, the necessary destruction. That's what this card really speaks of, right? Look at the artwork on that. Very destructive. But with this being the best part, it's like we're on the other side of this now. And you can start to see why this needed to happen in the first place. Like, and now you can sort of see like, oh, like that really needed to happen because now I can move forward in this way that I really wanted to move forward, but I was just like scared to move forward on or something, you know? Like, that's really the gift of the Tower, is like, it's removing stuff that might feel scary, but also create space for something better to come along, right? Okay, so what is the guidance to navigate this week, please? Oh, do you know, they're so jumpy. Right, that's just fallen right on the floor there. Ooh, I love this card. Lust. Babylon riding the seven-headed beast. With this being guidance, oh my gosh, just look at the energy of this card. I always think it's just like really, really enjoying the ride. Oh yeah, that's a cool message. There's something about enjoying the ride this week. Like, enjoy the ups and downs. Enjoy the chaos. Because we do have the tower here. Tower does speak of chaos as well. There's something, like, when I put it together, actually, it's really interesting. Yeah, like, try and enjoy, like, how far you've come. And enjoy what is to come. Yeah. There is so much fiery energy this week. It is absolutely crazy. So I would say with all this fire energy, like, often, like, I love fire energy. I do. But the shadow side can be, yeah, a little destructive, can be a little hot-headed, can be a little impulsive. So, and just sometimes a need to sort of cool off. Like, I think I saw strife at the bottom there. Yeah, strife at the bottom of the deck, which can be about conflict again. So, and wands, again, more wands. We've got how many wands here? 3 wands. Yeah, so just being mindful of, like, not getting too, cooling off when you need to. Giving yourself grace and giving other people grace as well. And just not being super hard on yourself. I don't know. I think that's important to say. Like, yes, move forward on things because you clearly got the drive to do it, but just not in a, oppressive way. I'm going to pull some more cards, I'm going to get this deck. Do you know what? No, I don't want that one. I want this one. Sorry. I'm going to use Yasmin, not Jasmine. Yasmin Boland's Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards for some additional guidance. Oh God, I really need some water. Let's get it in a second. Right. Okay, so can I please get some additional guidance for those watching, please, for this week ahead? Yeah, Sagittarius card. Focus on the positive. Yeah, literally, what was I just saying there? Focus on the positive. Enjoy the ride. Yeah, take some time, like, with the sun moving into Sagittarius. Sagittarius, like I say, is about being positive, it's the optimist, right? Really, like, look at all of the good in your life. Focus on what is going well. Again, yeah, it's like focusing on what is going well, not where you're falling short. That's it. Okay. Maybe one more card, please. There it is. Oops. Okay. We've got a few that fell out there. Ooh, should we see? Yeah, let's put those back. There's a bit too many. See if it comes back out. Guidance for those watching, please. What messages want to come through? What is the one thing we all need to hear right now? Ah, that was the same card that I saw first. Work through your feelings. Again, interesting, right? We've got Sagittarius and Aries. A lot of fire. So working through your feelings and Aries. I mean, it's funny because this is an Aries card and I'm really feeling this kind of like, even though astrologically there's not like, a full moon in Aries or whatever, but it does feel hot and like quick, and like fire burns quickly, which means it like can burn out quickly as well, right? So working through your feelings. Yeah, again, like if difficult feelings arise, it's like working through it and feeling the feelings as well. Allowing yourself to express some aggression potentially because there's so much fire here. Yeah. Ooh, this is really interesting. Okay, so I think we've got at the bottom of the deck here, step into your power. Another Aries card. Oh my gosh, can't make this up, can you? So I think that is everything for this reading. Thank you so much for watching that. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what's resonated for you. Liking, commenting, subscribing are all really, really good ways to support the channel. It really, really does help. So thank you so, so much. And if you are interested in working with me, I do have some offerings at the moment. You can see in the comment section down below, not the comments, the description below, of the offerings that I'm currently doing. And if any of them sort of feel good to you, then reach out to me and we'll sort something out. So yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you all on the next one. Mwah.